Can Bitcoin hit $1 million in 1 year? If you think I'm crazy, not so fast. There is one analyst who has come up with a conclusion as to how and why Bitcoin will get to $1 million by this date next year. Also, we're going to discuss findings from Bitwise and why the spot ETF is not priced in. We have some altcoin news. We have some news that Cardano whales are buying a crapload of ADA token. Is this good or bad for the Cardano network? Also, Polygon teases a big partnership. We got that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's get into it.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel, just like City of Las Vegas. Entertainment-focused. But bring it to alpha. Take all that old, boring, and stale information, and we repackage that thing up in a fun and sexy way.
Is Bitcoin over 44K? Yes, it is, Robin. I just answered your question.
We are so close.
We are
to
so
$1
bad.
million Bitcoin.
We are so bad.
We're so close to $1 million
so
Bitcoin.
bad.
We're like right there. We're so bad.
Right. So bad. Anyways, man, how you doing?
I'm good. You know, I every day I wake up, I'm like, is ETF live?
Nope.
Close.
You know,
Close.
I don't know, bro. We got this cryptic tweet here, tweeted 30 minutes ago from the Mooch. We know he's a big crypto guy. Said it's done.
Done.
You think he's talking about the ETF? What else would he be talking about?
Maybe he's got like.
He ain't talking about a pizza in the oven.
Maybe.
He ain't talking about the linguine
maybe
for the
it's
China
like-
pasta primavera.
Maybe it's a bagel in the toaster. Maybe just popped.
He just had to go on Twitter to tell his wife
Yeah.
honey, the bagel's done. Go check Twitter. Anyways, some cryptic. Now, can Bitcoin get to $1 million? Apparently, according to one person, this is how it will. Cryptocurrency analyst BitPain presented a compelling forecast for the value of Bitcoin reaching $1 million by January 3rd of 2025. Here it is. Here's his tweet. The math behind a $1 million Bitcoin is simple. In the next 5 years, 750,000 Bitcoin will be mined. Based on prior cycles, about 20 to 30% of the existing supply will become available for sale in the bull run. I tend to think it'll be lower than prior cycles. He estimates about 10 to 15%. For many reasons, the long bear we have just exited, the rise of the maxi hodler, the death of crypto as an asset class, and he's saying that no rotating into alts, and the emergence of Bitcoin as a treasury asset class, right? Treasury class asset. That adds about 2 to 6 million Bitcoin for a total of 2.75 to 6.75 million BTC. Over the next 5 years, I expect somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 to $5 trillion of capital to chase these coins based on the scale of new capital that has been given access to this asset. In general, most gains for the entire cycle occur within the first year after the halving and a speculative mania followed by slower distribution. What he's pretty much saying is, hey, this cycle is different because, and this is the big one, the death of crypto as an asset class. So no rotating into alts. So he's saying this cycle, we're going to see a break in the money flow. Instead of going from Bitcoin to Ethereum and high caps to mid caps and then low caps, that's not going to happen. Or maybe not to the level that it has happened. Robin, what are your thoughts on this analysis? Very intriguing, by the way. But I guess for me, the base case lies in, are people going to pull profits from Bitcoin and put it into alts? The answer is yes. Then this dude is going to be wrong. The answer, if you agree with him, you think less of that money is going to flow into altcoins. Maybe the institutional investor, the person who's got a 401k, maybe they don't care. Hey, I'm happy with Bitcoin. I want to hold it for 10 years. I don't want to speculate. It's the most decentralized secure network in the world. That is all I want exposure to. What are your thoughts?
I disagree. Now, I do see a scenario where Bitcoin gets to $1 million. I do think that the ETF going live, you couple that with the halving, you also take the market adoption of Bitcoin, or at least people using the Lightning Network. It is a thing. I know it's crazy. People try to sit here and say that, hey, people aren't sending Bitcoin. They're only buying and hodling. It's only a store of value. Well, the Lightning Network tends to disagree with you. There's tons of transactions on there. The ordinals are a thing. And so there's a broadening horizon when it comes to Bitcoin's use case and utility outside of simply buying and keeping it as a store of value. You also add that in having supply shock, ETF, nation states adopting it, corporations. I mean, look at MicroStrategy. They've scooped up. What's the percentage? They're at like 1 point something percent.
No, not even. No,
Huh?
no, no, no. They're approaching 1%. They're not at 1%.
Either way, then if you account for all the Bitcoin that's lost, you account for you subtract the Bitcoin that's lost, you subtract the Satoshi wallet, and you look at how much Bitcoin Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy own. It's a substantial amount. And if you take that into consideration and you just say, hey, maybe 2 or 3 other companies do the same. I mean, the supply demand model that we have is going to be broken.
So then,
we're going to have.
So then, how do you disagree with the guy?
I disagree on the altcoin scenario.
Okay.
I agree on the price scenario. I do think that $1 million Bitcoin is on the table. I don't think it's that crazy. And if you would have
by next year, January of next year,
I think it's in the realm of possibility. I wouldn't.
What percentage?
I wouldn't put in I would say 15%. The thing is when Bitcoin was $3,000, it was hard pressed for anybody to think it was going to get all the way up to 68,000. Was that the top 67, 68? So that's hard to believe, right? At that point. And it's equally as hard to believe that, hey, you have, now remember, $3,000 to $68,000 from bottom to top. That right there was a, 20 something X? 43,000 to $1 million is a 20 something X. Right? And we're not talking about it being listed on the stock exchange and that companies are buying it, and the largest institutions globally, BlackRock is top 5 GDP globally against countries, a company, and they're going all in on Bitcoin, or at least that's one of their strong avenues there. And so there is a very viable situation that could play out that we get $1 million Bitcoin. Now, to counter this argument on altcoins, we were talking about this yesterday. The thing is that, yes, money will come in on Bitcoin. Yes, the market cap will grow there. But you got to think of all of the degens, all of the just viewers like me and you that have some Bitcoin, have some position on some altcoins, perhaps Ethereum. And what happens when all of a sudden you're in a 7-figure portfolio and you started with a few $1,000s? You're going to start moving that into alts. We saw that the last cycle. People are going to, that's why the NFT sector pumped up as much as it did. Because people had so much money, they didn't know what to do with it.
Well, let me ask you this question.
What we have we were talking to somebody yesterday. There's an NFT gallery here in Vegas. And we were like, hey, and they were asking if we went. We're like, we were kind of brushing it off. And we're like, I don't know about all that. And then the person was like, yeah, they just had a lot of money. They just had to blow it on something. So they just built an NFT gallery.
Oh, with
yeah. So if that was last cycle, what do you think is going to happen this next cycle? If all of a sudden trillions of dollars is pouring into the market, and everybody that has a position in crypto right now, I'm not talking about traditional finance, but everyone that's got a position now is sitting on 7-figure portfolios. You telling me they're not going to go pour that into altcoins?
But Robin, but let me paint you a different scenario, right? So we agree. Okay, let's get some baseline facts here. Okay, so companies that hold Bitcoin as a treasury reserve assets, they're probably not going to rotate money into alts.
100% agree.
Probably not. Okay. banks, nation states who hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset, probably not going to rotate into alts, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the people, let's say the baby boomers, the 55-year-olds, 10 years away from retirement? They want some exposure to Bitcoin, 1 to 5%, whatever that number is. You think they're going to rotate money into altcoins?
No.
Okay. So we have an influx of new money coming in that's not going to be rotated into alts. Sure. The people that hold crypto now, right? What is it? $800 billion worth of market value for Bitcoin now, without the institutional money, without the nation states, with some companies like MicroStrategy. Is that enough for
all of that? All of that goes up exponentially. So all the new money is basically funding the old money. And where I'm getting at is all those situations you listed, right? Most of the people that are going to get exposure to Bitcoin are going to buy it at above previous all-time highs. Those institutions, the boomers, they're probably not going to buy it the day the ETF comes out. So they're more than likely going to buy an overbought asset. And so they're not going to be sitting on tons of profit anyway.
They're not going to care, though, because their time horizon is much longer.
100%. But I'm just telling you that when the price of Bitcoin goes from 40,000 to 300,000, the average buy position for those companies you listed is not that substantial. So you not have a bunch of new millionaires sitting around. And this is smart money anyways. They're not going to move stuff around. But all of the millions of people that are holding Bitcoin and other assets that see the market rally are going to be in massive profit. They're going to pour that into alts, man. It's just how the market works. People make money and then they go buy dumb crap. I'm not calling alts dumb crap, but that's just the psyche, the mentality, how things roll.
Speaking of money, big shout out to my man Broke Yoshi, $20 super chat. What did he say, Rob? I got it.
If you're gonna call out a super chat and read it.
Well, I was gonna see if there you go. Sin City has been killing it lately, fellas. Congrats on the spike in subs. Thank you, my friend. Seems like we found a new area, which is our afternoon uploads. Those have been an extreme success. So I hope you guys are enjoying those. We got another one coming out today on Sei. That tech, man, is sick. It's dope. You're going to want to watch that video. Also, 2 days ago, Redman gifted 10 memberships that never popped up on the stream. So big shout out to you, Redman, and big shout out to all of you that support our channel. Thank you very much. Speaking of supporting the channel, I give a big shout out to our channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you run a business and you want to maximize your networking, IT, and your cybersecurity, there is no better company than you could pick up the phone, be on it for 7 hours. Trust me, we know because we've done it. And they're going to help put everything in place so you can focus on making money for your business. If you want more info, visit bluewiretech.com. Now, Robin. Also, guys, we do have Rate My Portfolio today. I'll just tease it real quick because I didn't post it last night. I posted it this morning. But just a quick little teaser here. Man, oh man. $150,000 portfolio. That's what it looks like. Should be a fun one. Let's talk about this. This from Bitwise. The findings are in. We surveyed 437 financial advisors across the nation to gauge their views on crypto. Here's what they had to say. Robin, we need to pay attention to this, brother. This is very intriguing stuff. Less than half of all advisors expect a spot ETF in 2024. In a surprising development, only 39% believe we'll get an ETF this year. By contrast, Bloomberg ETF analysts like our friend James, who joined us yesterday, have it pegged at 90%. But the vast majority see its approval as a major catalyst. 88% of advisors interested in purchasing Bitcoin are waiting until after a spot ETF is approved. Access is a major barrier to adoption. Only 19% of advisors said they were able to buy crypto in their client accounts as it sits right now. Once you invest, you tend to stay invested. This is what I was talking about. 98% of advisors who currently have an allocation of crypto in client accounts plan to either maintain or increase that exposure to 2024. And they have a bunch of more stuff, but this is just the main things. Rob, what kind of stands out to you here, if anything? And what are your thoughts on this? And what kind of role do you think financial advisors are going to play in bringing money into the crypto ecosystem or Bitcoin ecosystem?
I think that it makes sense, right? Traditional finance has always doubted Bitcoin And why on earth would they think that all of a sudden that the U.S. government says the SEC, who is basically going to approve or deny the ETF, which we wholeheartedly believe we're going to get an approval here within the next week, next 6 days by the deadline. Why would anybody that isn't plugged into crypto news think that this time's any different? Now, we know all the details. We see the writing on the wall. But when it comes to traditional finance, when it comes to the big players, well, they have seen time and time again that these ETFs, the applications have been denied. And so there's that. There's also just the disbelief that Bitcoin's even a thing. I mean, even though more people realize that Bitcoin's here to stay, the narrative around Bitcoin, when I talk to people outside of my little crypto bubble, is that they still laugh at Bitcoin, right? They still like talk about it like it's like magic money that doesn't have values, always thrown around there. And
how could people still say that? How could you?
Because they haven't done the research, they haven't looked into it.
Just look at a damn chart.
And a lot.
Go to the year chart.
But here's the thing: charts aside, is that they have been brainwashed over time to believe that the golden asset, the way to run your financial sovereignty is to use bonds or 401ks, to save, to borrow, to take on debt, to buy a house you can't afford, a car you can't afford, keep going to work, $50,000 a year, take out that student loan. It's going to take you 20 years to pay back. And then you go and you make a job. And then you got the degree, you go get a job. You make, instead of 50,000, you make 110,000, but you're paying back debt for God knows how long. Rent is well over 1,000. Anyways, you've been brainwashed to understand that is the ideal way of living. That's the American dream. That's how you're supposed to do it, right? I start a YouTube channel. Everybody around me is like, you're stupid, bro. You should be working 40 hours a week. You should be going, saving money. You can buy a house after you put down 20 grand in deposit, or down payment
deposit.
You know what I'm saying?
You're such a boomer.
And the thing is that they're stuck in that mindset. But the thing is these people are drowning, man. Then that's why we're
not only are they drowning, but they're miserable. And I know, because I used to be that guy.
How many
take one vacation a year, barely spend time with your family, chasing money to do what? Pay bills?
You spend all year. How many people do you know that spend the entire year, right? They work all 12 months for a 2-week vacation. They fly somewhere and jet lag day one, jet lag day at the end of the day, on the way back to whatever. And then they're there for 5 to 10 days. You can only pray you don't get in an argument with your significant other and mess up that 2 weeks that you saved up for. And that's it. And then you go back to work. And the thing is I'm not saying that a hard day work isn't fruitful. It doesn't pay out. But the system that we have now is so broken. I was reading an article yesterday, and it was a hack on how to buy a house for millennials, right? It was a hack. It was live in your parents' house till you're 28 so you get enough money for a down payment. And they were saying that this is how to do it, right? And then they were showing some examples, and this guy's like, yeah, we got married, and I've been living in my mom's house. We got to save enough money for the money down on a house. We just bought our new house. I'm sorry, bro, but you're still going to be living that same style even after that. Now, your
things are going to get worse, not better.
Exactly.
Right?
And so the longest story ever to explain that financial institutions, they don't look at Bitcoin as the monetary way to go. They've been brainwashed to understand that all of what we have in front of us, student loans and all that credit crap, is the ideal way of operating financially. And
You
it's
know,
not.
my experience has been prior to YouTube. Been in restaurants. I've been in restaurants since I was 16, and when I was serving, I remember serving a family of 5. It was mom, dad, 3 kids, and I was talking to them, and they were from I think Oklahoma. Uh, they saved money for 4 months to come to Vegas to eat at a restaurant and fly back the next day. 4 months to save money to eat at a restaurant. And that is the reality for a lot of people. And I'm not saying this to make fun of or down talk, because I've been in that situation. And that is why we're so passionate about crypto and Bitcoin, because it truly is your path to financial sovereignty, your path to financial freedom. If you do things the right way, if you don't get greedy, if you put in the time, the research, the effort, if you watch shows like Sin City Crypto and other great shows that are out there on YouTube, and you make well-informed decisions, you can change your life. And we're literally at the fundamental, the ground zero stage of a financial revolution, guys. And we're able to front run the institutions because the crypto ETFs are not here yet.
Also, Andrea says I love to work, actually. And the thing is that should be your mentality. I love to work too. I love to build our studio. The sad thing is
are you working on what you love?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be what you love. I don't even believe that you need to work on something, but at least the time you put in, let it pay out something that's satisfying, right? I don't have any problem doing a job I don't like doing, and that's the reality of it. They always say like, oh, go get a job and make sure you do what you love. I'm like, you know what? Like that rubs off real quick. after months and months of doing something, putting in the hours, the fun kind of dulls out. Now, you might not want to do something you absolutely hate, sure, but at the end of the day, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the work, but at least reap the rewards. And if you're putting in 40 hours working 2 jobs and you got a crummy apartment and a piece of crap car and you got debt and you don't know what to do and you can't, God forbid something breaks in your life and then you don't have any savings, like that sucks, bro. And it didn't used to be like that. Before the monetary system that we have now was just as broken as it is. Back in the 60s, you could be a traveling salesman, have your wife sitting at home, have a house, car, farm, animals. You could, yeah. I mean, and now one person could work. Now, good luck. If you're gonna have a single family home with kids, a house, and you live in a city, you work, your wife works.
Or your 3-year-old works.
Yeah,
put them all to work.
Yeah, and then
your girl selling feet pics.
And
on
then
the side
you got grandma living in the house taking care of the kids when you at work. Like
that Social Security money, good.
Yeah, and then
your wife selling feet pics on the side.
You can't shop at Whole Foods. You got to feet pics.
Then what? I'm saying probably. That's a big industry, bro. Feet pics. Anyways, let's get some luck to the chat, Robin.
I don't know what to say about that.
So feet, Rocco, are what you walk on. Pictures are when you take pictures of.
Let's move on.
Yeah, and people.
So yeah, I do have a couple new people here. We got Totally Games, Space Ape, Sean Carr, and Duke One. So to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we're 76 likes, so less than 50% like ratio. Smash the like button.
Great job. Bitcoin ETFs see 1.9 million in inflows in 2023, reaching 87% dominance. Then we had this, some ETF update for you guys. This is a quote from a U.S. securities lawyer, James Murphy. If the SEC were to deny all spotted Bitcoin ETFs, the applicants would immediately sue, and the D.C. Court of Appeals would again rule that the SEC was arbitrary and capricious. I agree. I'm not a lawyer, but I agree. But this time, it won't be just Grayscale. It won't be Coinbase or Binance or Kraken. It'll be BlackRock and Bitwise and Van Eck and Hashdex and Galaxy and Invesco. All of them, they're all going to sue him. And that is a stain Gary Gensler, I'm assuming, does not want. And if he does, dude's in a lot of trouble, man. Also, big shout out to Lee, $10 super chat commemorating Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. And then we do have this.
No, again?
Can we go back to this day? Do you remember this? This man, literally the day Bitcoin. So the day this interview happened, Bitcoin was at 16,650, literally the bottom. Literally the bottom.
I think that crypto, I sold all my crypto. I announced everything on TV, what I did with crypto. But I would not touch crypto in a million years because I wouldn't trust the deposit bank.
And you're making no distinction between centralized, decentralized.
They fought regulation. They didn't want regulation, and you don't have regulation. So if you have your money in any of those, look, I'm not calling you an idiot. I'm just saying you're using a lot of blind faith. And I like to have my money at JP Morgan, and I check on Monday to see.
He said, I don't trust crypto because of the banks. What? And then, guys, well, we know 16.5 to where we're at now. We have this video from the founder of Near Protocol, which, by the way, we're going to get Ilya on the show. Super excited for that. Just a little background on Near. You know, the AI narrative really picked up steam about, 6 months ago. ChatGPT came live, and then Google launched theirs, and Microsoft and Grok and all this. And then all the blockchains started saying, oh, we're AI focused. We're doing AI. Near, listen to this. This from Ilya Polasukin, the co-founder of Near.
My original background is actually in machine learning. I was worked across a variety of applications, and my last kind of pre-startup gig was at Google Research, where I led a team that was building question answering, machine translation models. And I actually am co-author on the paper that introduced transformers, which is a T in the GPT. And I left to partner up with Alex Kidonov, Near's co-founder. And Near was originally an AI company. So we were Near AI. And we were trying to teach machines to code.
So the dude had, right, the co-founder of Near, had a key role in developing AI, right? As you mentioned, he helped co-author a paper on the T in ChatGPT, right, which is the transformers. Rob, are you is Near something that you're looking at maybe competing with Solana, a Cardano, an Avalanche, maybe even an Ethereum?
Pretty sexy at where it's at on the market cap list. It is outside the top 20. And has a lot of room to run. Could it crack in the top 10? I could see that. Now, when you say give Solana a run for its money, I don't think it would flip Solana, but I think it could. I think it could creep up and give it some competition. I just don't think that there's enough. And super bullish on your protocol. I like where it's going. I like the team. We have some of their people on our show quite often. We've done multiple videos on Near Protocol. Oh, we're fans of Near. I think they're going to have a healthy, sustained growth in the next bull market. So I think that they'll close in the top 10. I think that they might cross into it. My thing is that I just don't see enough retail buzz about Near Protocol, not in the same way that you have for the other top 10 projects. Because everything in the top 10, it just has a massive, rabid community, right? Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano. Avalanche is kind of one that surprises me that doesn't have quite as heavy of a community. But everything else here, I mean, we know Cardano's community is rabid. We know that XRP, well, we know how they roll. Solana, just massive buzz, and even Dogecoin. But then I think it could get in. I think it could get more adoption than Avalanche, Polkadot, Tron. And so I think it could smell them into top 10, but it's not gonna catch up to Solana. And I think it's just because there's not enough retail buzz. The amount of dApps that are on Near are not quite as heavy, at least the dApps aren't quite used as much as they are in Solana, Cardano, and Chainlink, a couple others. So
Let's look at just because you brought up depths. I want to take a look at near on DeFi Llama. See where the TVL is. So about 100 million, so not a lot. Looks like it's got about 17 dApps built on it. Not bad, right? Gotta remember, near is I don't want to say new, but it hasn't been around for a super long time either. What we're looking at going back to end of 2021, 2020. So about 2.5 years. But I'm you guys know I talk about Near all the time. I'm super bullish on Near. I'm excited for what they're doing. I think they're really focusing on fixing the fragmented world of blockchain and also being the most developer-friendly blockchain out there, as it enables developers to come in and write code in the most used programming language in the world. Name me another crypto that does that. So
I just think it's going to have healthy, sustained growth. Yeah. I don't think you're going to get that massive, volatile FOMO. Everyone's piling in on Near. That's just where I stand on the next market cycle. I think getting a position on Near is healthy for a portfolio. I like it. I think where it is on the market cap list, I think that you could make a lot of money on that one. And I don't think there's a lot of downside risk on it at all. So,
Rob, let's take a look at the markets.
Okay. So taking a look, of course, we got Bitcoin smelling.
We talked about this yesterday, right? On the show, we both said Bitcoin's going to bounce right back, right?
Oh, yeah.
The FUD news. So for those of you that took a long position and even leverage, congratulations, you made a lot of money.
So getting right back up to the 45,000 mark. When you think about it, we've been still trading sideways in this basically 42 to 45 range for over a month. When you look at the 1 year, though, you can see a healthy slow growth up and to the right. And I'm telling you, this is just the consolidation before the explosion after the ETF goes live. And so this is going to be your last chance to pick up Bitcoin under 50,000. I adamantly believe that. Unless there's a denial, which, as we mentioned, is far from likely.
There's a 2% chance.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You're not gonna be able to get under $50,000 Bitcoin here in the relative near future, in the next couple of weeks. Going into some of the biggest gainers, we got Beam up 38%, 24 on the week.
I need to look into Beam, man. Another big in gaming.
Yeah,
I need to look into Beam.
Yeah, gaming. They thrive on. I think most of it runs on Polkadot. You know what? I haven't looked at it in a while. It's not.
I don't think so. I think you're thinking about Moonbeam.
Yeah, I am thinking about Moonbeam. See about here. Anyways, we'll take a look at it later. But
Merit Circle DAO, but it's its own layer one. But gaming is their focus. Again, it's something I want to dive a little deeper into myself.
Yeah. So Celestia also up 28%.
Dude, the Cosmos ecosystem is booming, bro.
Yeah.
Celestia, Injective, Say. These are all projects that have performed extremely well towards the second half of last year, going into this year. Look at Celestia over the last 30 days, up 30%. You look at Injective, up 11%. That went up to all the way up to $42 from like 20-some bucks. And then Say, which we got a video drop in later today, that thing has moonshotted as well.
Is that the Cosmos ecosystem has been rallying, but I haven't seen any major movement out of the Cosmos, the base layer, right? So you have basically a sideways consolidation over the month on Cosmos, and even on the 1 year, it just hasn't moved, man. It's been at $10 for eternity, man.
There is some chatter about a potential fork. There's a little internal beef with the founder and some of the team members there. And also, I would have to dig deeper, but I'm not sure how the tokenomics work and where the Atom token, the token for Cosmos, comes into play when you talk about, the Say network and Injective, when they leverage the Cosmos hub, where that Atom token comes into play. I would have to dig into that more. But if it's completely separate and you don't need an Atom token for anything, then these protocols that live on it, that build on top of it, they don't really even, right? But again, I would have to do a little more in-depth research on that.
Yeah, but as you get exposure, even if you don't need to use, like, XRP is a good example, right? You don't need the XRP token to use RippleNet, right? And or at least the banks don't need to, not in that scenario. And with this, I just look at the fact that the price has been at $10 for a year and has been obviously massively outperformed by Bitcoin alone and every single alt that's in the top, the top 10. Is there a potential for a giant rally from Cosmos? Absolutely. If anything, this is the projects I like to identify. 12 months of sideways consolidation going into a bull market. The rubber band is getting pulled back and it's ready to pop. Now, could it keep consolidating? Sure. I think it's highly unlikely though. And as big of a project as Cosmos is, it's gotten into the top 10 before. It's outside the top 20 now, sitting at number 23 on the CoinMarketCap list. $3 billion market cap. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing catapult into the top 15, 2x, $20 Cosmos within the next couple months, the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Dude, the Cosmos chart is looking juicy. Look at this.
Dude, man,
look at this. So this is the 4 hour, right? I got these, I got the 21 and the 10-day bands on here, the EMAs. So on the 4 hour, I'm going to kind of push this down a little bit. The 4 hour, we traded well below both the 10 and the 21-day moving average. And we don't really do that. And when we do, again, this was back in November of last year. When we dipped below, we saw a massive rally of about 21%. Same thing here. This was back in December. On December 11th, we dipped below this 21-day moving average, and we're, again, at 27%. You see here a couple times. And then look how far below we dipped. Below these two moving averages. And if we zoom out to the daily, same thing, right? Same thing. If it spends any time below, it might trade a little sideways, but it'll always come up at least above that 10-day. And we are currently, we're printing a green candle here, but this might be a sexy entry on a long position for Cosmos. Might be something I got to do after the show today. It's a little 50x long. What's up?
Yeah, you know what? The Cosmos token is just, I got so used to it not moving that I just kind of taken my eyes off of it. And a lot of times when you do that, that's when something just absolutely explodes, right?
Still bearish on the weekly though. Look, right? Still bearish on the weekly. On the daily though, the trend is green, so this is good. And we're kind of we found support on top of the cloud. So you heard it here first. Long position on Cosmos. If you make money, you owe us half.
Okay.
Kidding, you don't owe us half. I do want to share. This. This is a RSI heat map over the last 4 hours. So some great buying opportunities as we see a lot of oversold and weak positions. Some ones that stand out: Litecoin, Doge, Bitcoin, Polygon Matic, Audio, Reef. There was another one here. I'm gonna zoom in here. There was another one I could have swore I saw in here. Anyways, so a lot of it is currently oversold, which the markets they always find an equilibrium. And so this is the thing: when you're in a bull market and you want to continue to buy and add to your bags, dips are buying opportunities, right? You might get a 15-20% dip, but guess what? Over the next week, you're going to get a 60-70% price increase. And so that is how you can make money. You can continue to add to your bags if you are looking to continue your DCA strategy into even the depths of the bull market. So, and then crypto bubbles, right? We have, like Rob mentioned, Beam, TIA. This is Akash Network. I was looking at this one. This is ranked number 97. I forgot what they do, but maybe I'll look into that a little deeper. Stacks is up 8.8%. Aptos up 20%. A lot of buzz with Aptos when they first came out. Aptos and Sui called it another VC token. It was another SAM token. I believe FTX or Alameda or both had some money invested in Aptos. And our portfolio rater, or our Rate My Portfolio today, got a lot of Aptos. So we're going to talk about that. And then I want to talk about this as well. This is from Stock Money Lizards. I love lizards. Altcoin pre-halving run in progress. This happened in 2020 and 2016, followed by Bitcoin halving and an altcoin season. The current setup, though, he mentions, looks more like 2016 than it does in 2020. Robin, here's what it looked like in 2016. We saw a pre-halving run-up, and we saw a rise from about 105 million in altcoin market cap to 746 billion with a B, right? He's saying this is a setup. It looks like we're going into this cycle versus what we saw in 2020, where we saw less gains. So what is that? What is that? Say 100, let's call it 200 million to 760 billion. That is more than 100x, right?
I'm telling you, the altcoin market, if you don't have position in alts, you are going to miss out big.
Yeah.
And I, you've been over here talking about Bitcoin's going to outperform altcoins, man. It's
This year, that's all I said. This year.
this year. That's what you're seeing in this chart.
Pre-halving, which leads us to April, and then the next 8 months would
Is
be
explosion.
Bitcoin. Yes, altcoins. There will be some altcoins that outperform Bitcoin. Sure. I really don't want to go down this conversation.
Entire
Please,
altcoin
my brain
market,
is hurting.
The entire altcoin market is going to outperform. I think they're going to be.
I'm not.
Unless there's a hack, a bridge, the altcoin market is going to rip. What happened in 2017? It was the introduction of the ICOs. Is basically the introduction of altcoins, and that was new to traditional Bitcoin investors.
When smart contracts really took off too.
Yeah,
And Binance.
well, smart contracts didn't really take off till 2020, but
You're making a lot of headway.
the roadmap, the idea, the vision, the layer ones that made these promises. Yes, they launched then, and then it started coming into to play in 2021, right? The same thing's gonna happen with traditional money here. They're gonna get play on Bitcoin. They're gonna make a lot of money, and then there's gonna be people that are like, "Man, this crypto thing is it's here," and then all of a sudden they're gonna be talking to their wives and stuff. And they're like, "Hey, there's this thing NFTs. It's like you can tokenize anything, and it's gonna be the same narrative. Money is gonna flow into altcoins. Get your position now. Put your seatbelts on. David is wrong.
I really don't want to argue again. I can't. Anyways, why don't you say hello to the chat?
All right. Not too many new faces today, but did see a couple new
We don't
people.
see faces. We just see names.
We got Papa Jack and Josh Brown. Hola! Welcome. If you're new here, say hello.
What are your thoughts on Papa John's? You like Papa John's?
Papa John's Pizza? Disgusting.
Oh man, what are you talking about?
You said Papa Jack. I said Papa.
I don't like any franchise.
What about the Papa John's?
Once you go franchise, you're making everything in a warehouse in Texas, and then you're shipping it in a refrigerated truck.
What's wrong with
And then you open up a bag and you heat stuff up. That's what happens. That's before I started working in the nice restaurants. I used to work at the franchises back in the day, and that's how they operate. There's the craft, the love, the ingredients all goes out the window. And so if they have multiple locations and they have a headquarters somewhere and a board members that are making decisions on the menu, I want no parts of it. And so for pizza, I'm going to some little local pizza shop, some guy that's making the sauce.
Got to be Italian.
Not
right?
Papa John's. I want
Do
a
they have to be
burger.
Italian? Do they have to be Italian?
If I'm going to buy a burger, I'm not going to a chain restaurant.
Hold on, man. We got an Italian here. Rocco, what's the best pizza spot in Vegas, man?
So far, my favorite is Settebello.
Of course, it's an Italian place. Shocker.
You know, there's a Luciano.
Shocker, where you want to go?
Or no,
There is Home Depot if you want to go.
Luchino's on. It's like a
It's
straight from-
Luciano's.
It's Luchino's. They are located on Tropicana, and they do. They're like all from Philly. That's a whole family-owned thing. They
I
got
love Domino's, man.
Yeah, of course.
I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Joke, yeah.
Actually, one of my good pizza, Metro Pizza's pretty good, and Napoli's by my house is super good.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right. Yeah.
all right.
Chuck E. Cheese also has good pizzas there.
They actually do. Their pizza's fire, bro.
Don't let me.
The salad
don't
bar,
let me- don't let
dude.
me-
The salad bar, all you can eat salad.
Their
Bro.
mascot is a rat. Their mascot is a rat. You are a restaurant, and your mascot is a rat,
Yeah.
and you like eating there.
You
Your
know,
taste
the people
buds
that go there
are
are the poison.
your taste buds are destroyed, bro.
The poison of the rat.
There's so much corn syrup in your palate, you can't taste the good ingredient.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Yeah.
Let's rate this damn portfolio, bruh. So we usually do this on Tuesday, but we had Gary Cardone and then we had James yesterday. So obviously they are more important. So we pushed this forward, and today we're rating this portfolio. This was an interesting one. $150,000. Their goal is to 20x in the next 2 years. They got 43% in ETH, 22% in XRP, 8% in SHIB, 7.5% in Polkadot, 7.1% in Aptos, 6.8% in Lido, 4.2% in Injective, and 1.4% in other, which includes Bitcoin, Cosmos, Atom, and Cardano. Robin, 150K, 1 to 20x in 2 years. Rate this portfolio. What do you like? What do you hate? What do you...
It's an interesting portfolio. If you're looking for a 20x,
You ain't
I
getting
like
it from me. You are not getting a 20x from Ethereum this cycle. Yes?
the thumbnail was a 20x from Bitcoin. And you're telling me
That
that
doesn't
the
mean that we're gonna get a 20x
The other coin that'll get an ETF listing won't 20x. And if you'd sit here and tell me that Bitcoin has an ETF and Ethereum has an ETF and that Bitcoin will 20x and the altcoin behind it that also has an ETF won't 20x, you're absolutely delusional.
So
Like you have literally just thrown all market sentiment out the window. Like, well, this time around we're gonna Bitcoin's gonna rally, and so is the Japanese yen. Those two right there are gonna move in tandem. Like, it make no damn sense.
What are you saying?
Altcoins rally after Bitcoin rallies and consolidates. It's just proven. It goes on time and time
I
again.
did not subscribe to the idea that Bitcoin was going to get to 1 million next year. I did not say that was so. I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to 20x.
I'd make the thumbnails. This man does the research for the show. He tells me what the thumbnail is.
I said there's an article.
He said we're doing Bitcoin to 1 million for the thumbnail. Okay.
Bitcoin.
Now all of a sudden,
Dude,
you calling me crazy. You made the damn idea, man.
I'm never buying you a coffee ever again. Anyways, continue.
So, for your 20x, absolute genius.
Stop it.
It is
XRP is not going to 20x. SHIB is not going to 20x. Polkadot is not going to 20x. Aptos, probably. Lido, yes. Injective, maybe. ETH is not going to 20x in 2 years. It's not going to get to 40K in 2 years.
Rocco, write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Write it
January
down. Let's make a bet
4th.
right now.
No.
January
Noted.
4th. Ethereum won't 20x.
2026.
It will
ETH will
become
not be at 40K.
deflationary.
ETH will not be
It will have an ETF. It is the strongest altcoin.
Someone in this chat.
It has the
For
most
the love
dApps.
of God. Someone in this chat, for the love of God.
How do you
Click
do?
this
How do you
segment.
do a crypto show and you don't
In 2
believe
years,
that-
it won't 20x in 2 years. Remember the time frame, dude. I'm not saying by 2030 it won't be at 40K. In 2 years, it will not be at $40,000. Write it down, take that to the bank, and cash that sucker, put it under your freaking mattress.
Ethereum went from $100.
Yes,
to
but obviously
5,000.
it's harder to multiply by 10 and 20 as your market cap grows. You're not going to be at 10 trillion and 50x, but you can 50x at 100 billion. You know I'm right.
I know you're delusional. The fact
I'm delusional.
You
for
don't think
thinking
that
a
an altcoin-
$300 billion market cap crypto is going to 20x in 2 years? I'm delusional.
in the next bull market.
So
You don't
ETH will
think-
be worth $6 trillion.
Yes.
So what's the total market cap of crypto then? If ETH is at 6 trillion.
I don't know mathematically. I had to do some research. But what do you want me to just throw a number out there?
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. But the fact that you don't think Bitcoin is 20x from one cycle to another. Ethereum has historically 20x from one cycle to another. And you're sitting here telling me with an ETF for the entire globe, every company, every traditional trader can get a position on Ethereum, and you don't think that it could 20x from where it is now?
In 2 years now.
Ethereum has been asleep all year.
I wonder why.
All year. It is ready to explode, bro.
My head is ready to explode trying to get through your thick skull.
What's
It
the
will
ones that
not
do?
happen.
Who are they agreeing with?
Me.
Yeah, a lot of one.
Yeah, a lot of David. One is
No.
me, right?
Eh,
One is
no.
Rob.
No, one is Rob. A lot of Rob.
You guys are high. Whatever you smoke.
You know what they
Whatever
are?
y'all smoke.
They
I
are
want some.
no. They're experienced crypto investors, and they've probably bought assets, including Ethereum, at a certain price and seen firsthand 20x's. And they're probably like, yeah, ETF, that's gonna happen again.
We got some
The
suggestions.
fact that you don't you're so easily dismissive on a 20x,
In
it
in
doesn't
2
happen
years.
routinely
Yes, in 2
crypto.
years. Can it happen in 5 years? Yes.
2 years is the next bull market.
Correct.
It would be like us doing the show in
Okay.
2019.
ETH dominance right now is at 20%.
Imagine this.
ETH, hold on. ETH dominance right now is at 20%. You think that's going to grow?
Yeah.
To what? 30%?
Probably something comparable to where it was in the previous bull market. Now, we're in the same
Hold on.
position.
You think ETH's dominance is going to grow as their competitors grow?
Yeah, I think Bitcoin loses dominance like it has every cycle.
So it's
And-
going to take Bitcoin's dominance.
And Ethereum's dominance was over 30% at one point.
Okay, 30%. $6 trillion. That would mean we have a $20 trillion market cap
Okay.
total crypto.
Where where we're at in the cycle is very comparable to where we were in 2020, right? In the beginning of 2020, before all the money got dropped out of the Biden's helicopter and airdropped to all the citizens, and we were told we can't go out and spend any money, so go buy stuff online. Before that, in 2020, bro, don't make me. Let me look at a chart so that way I got a little bit more context here.
Let's go back to the poor guy portfolio.
So 2020, you had $200 Ethereum, less than $200 Ethereum. You had Ethereum from all of 2020, less than $200, right? Towards the back end, it went over. And then from there, you had a 20x from here to there. We had a 20x. We're in a very similar position in the cycle. So right now, mathematically, with the halving, we are right at the very beginning of 2020. So we're right about right here when Ethereum was $200. The halving is right around the corner. Ethereum, instead of it being $200, is $2,000. And if you were just to say, hey, we're going to get a very similar performance in its gains from one cycle to the other, and then you can go back over here, same thing.
Okay.
2017, $42. And then boom.
If Ethereum is $40,000 by this time in 2 years, I will get an Ethereum tattoo. I don't have any tattoos on my body. I will get an ETH
Okay,
tattoo.
anytime
If ETH gets to 40K.
before 2026.
Correct. If ETH gets to 40K and spends more than 2 days there, not a wick,
Somebody
more than 2 days, I will get an Ethereum tattoo on my body, and I have 0 tattoos.
tweet that. Somebody tweet that to us, and then we'll retweet it so that way it's stamped onto the X platform. We can go.
Again, my issue is not can it get to 40K. My issue is the time frame. Okay, but let's move on. Like Rocco
Bull
said,
market.
Let's
what,
rate.
what other time frame? Are you
Okay,
looking at?
let's move off. What do you think about
it's going to happen in the bear
Just
market?
stop. What do you think about the rest of the portfolio? And
I told you it's good. 20x the Ethereum.
All
That
of
was
it.
the whole argument.
Ethereum. Okay, great.
Half of your portfolio is Ethereum. Ethereum's
Okay.
going to 20x. There you go.
What's your rating?
Mission accomplished.
What's your rating?
7.5.
7.5. Mine is a 3. You're not getting a 20x from ETH. You're not getting a 20x from XRP. You're not getting a 20x from SHIB.
I could start a whole nother
No, don't.
fire versus
We're running
screen
out of
with,
time.
with XRP and 20x, bro, easily. But I don't want to do it.
For the
I don't
love
want to
of
do
God, please. Probably not from Polkadot. Potentially Aptos. Lido, I believe. Yes. Injective, I believe. Maybe. And the other, it's too insignificant. I also think 150K, unless you're a multimillionaire, which I don't know this person's financial status, 150K is a lot of money. And so for me, why is half your portfolio in Ethereum? Why not at least divvy it up? Put 21.5% in Bitcoin, 21.5% in Ethereum. If you really love
Trying
ETH
to
that
get a
much,
20x. Why 20x? You can't play. Bitcoin's off the table.
you're not going to get 20x from either. Okay, Bitcoin will not 20x. I don't subscribe. Another thumbnail said $1 million, but that was based off of an article of how it can get to $1 million.
That was you.
I did not agree. So I give this a 3.5. I want to know what the chat thinks.
3.5.
While the chat does their thing, I'm gonna ask Rocco. I give it 3.5. Chat, give it a rating. What do you like? What do you not like? And we'll pick a couple comments and we'll share them. Rocco, what are your thoughts on this portfolio, man?
I cannot wait to this.
Talk some sense into this
$40,000
idiot over here who thinks a $40,000
You better not get no small ass tattoo. That thing better be something substantial.
Like the Luna tattoo right here.
Yeah, I need at least 3 inches in size on that.
In this one, I'm actually with Rob. I agree with you.
Of course you are. You're always with Rob. What do
Oh,
you guys do
come
after the show?
on.
I'm curious.
Always the crank.
What do you guys do after the show? No, seriously, man. You guys are like this. I would make another thing, but we'll get banned on YouTube.
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
you're with Rob. Shocker. Go ahead.
The speaker was low. Can you hit that sound effect one more time?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
I hate both of you.
No, I agree
You-
with Rob. If you want a 20x either, it's exactly what it
no.
says.
So you think it'll 20x in 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
know, you can always cash out your portfolio and get a lot of pizzas at Chuck E. Cheese. You know? Just letting you know.
A lot of right poison on Home Depot.
That's right.
Then make
You
a
know,
nice
the
nice
salad
pizza.
bar.
Oh,
will be open for
amazing.
David, you know, you go use your Lightning Network when you go there. By the way.
Oh, come on, die. We're gonna get some. Look at him. Come on, people in the chat, help up David to cheer up a little bit.
Come on, Rocco. What do you rate the portfolio? You agree with Robin? Great.
A 7. It's okay. 7 is fine.
7?
Yeah,
Okay.
7 is good.
Andre Brown said this portfolio is going to burn 25% on gas fees.
That's true, actually. Yeah, pretty true.
That's a good one, bro.
Good point.
That's a good one. Guys, if you're new here, say hello. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so. We like to have a lot of fun, bring you great information and content. It's funny the amount of people that maybe see our show for the first time, or maybe like a third or fourth time, but they haven't seen us go back and forth. Like, man, you guys shouldn't do that. It's not good for business. Or do you guys hate each other? We don't. We're just passionate about our
No,
points of
I
view.
actually hate this man. Like 100%.
Give me the Lego back. Give me the Lego.
Genuinely do not like you. But
That's
we
a lie.
do
Nobody
a good
believes
show.
that.
We make
Nobody
a good
believes
show.
that. That's a lie.
We put a good show together.
We know who you do love, Rocco.
Yes.
Boy. Yeah. Anyways, I do want to share this as well. Cardano whales on buying spree, 14 million ADA added. Now, Rob, typically, the sentiment when whales buy a crap load is, well, they're just going to end up dumping it. But seeing as Cardano is very, very retail driven, is this actually a positive? What are your thoughts on this? Or is this a non-story for you?
14 million ADA. I mean, it's not even that much, realistic.
It's like $9 million.
Is Cardano? Yeah, it's
Well, 60 cents.
8 million.
8, 9 million.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a $20 billion market cap. And I don't know. I think it speaks to what's going on. People are starting to position themselves for the bull market. And even though you don't think the altcoin market will rally, it will absolutely rally hard. And the big projects, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, will all massively return some gains from where they're at now. So smart money is getting a position. There you go.
You're definitely not smart money. I do want to give a shout out to my my homegirl Ashley. She said Robin has no love in his heart except for that stupid bird in his house that won't shut his damn mouth. I do want to give one last shout out to our channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you want to learn how they can help your business scale and grow, please visit bluewiretech.com. Also, guys, go follow us on Twitter. Members, say video drops in about 10 minutes. You get access first. It'll go live to the public at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to support the channel, you want to become a member, you want early access to our upload videos who have been absolutely booming, hit the join button on your phone, or there's a link in the description of this video. You can go ahead and click that link, and then you'll be supporting the channel. You get some cool emojis, and you'll get early access to the videos. Also, check out the merch store, inacrypto.com. If you're a Well member, by the way, shout out to our newest Well member. If you're in here, let me know. We added you to the credits. We want to add you to Discord, and we want to get you this 10% off
Was that a crypto
code for
crypto
merch.
dog?
Crypto Dog ZPCT. I don't know his name, but the cool guy. So, anyways, gentlemen, anything you gotta say before I go and put my head down ice because you gave me a headache, Robin?
Can't wait for that ETH tattoo.
Mm.
Yeah, you'll get it next year.
Not gonna happen.
You'll get it next year.
Seeing as no one said anything, Rocco.
I'm gonna say something.
Okay, go ahead.
When you become a millionaire, I'm gonna hire a private chef and teach you how to eat something different.
Wow, thank you, Rocco.
You're welcome.
And when I become a millionaire, I don't need to become a millionaire. I'm just gonna give you a spoon you can carry around and drink your drinks with it. With that being said,
For the frappuccino,
Frappuccino spoon, Rocco.
go for it.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Been an absolute blast. Come back tomorrow. Forest Friday. We got a packed show again. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you tomorrow. We love you guys.
No.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting